Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of my Transport for Your series here on White Valley. In today's episode, episode number 20, we are going to go ahead and just do lots of little different things. I've not really focused on goods in a few days, so I'm probably going to go ahead and work on that. I think what we're going to have to tackle, which is not something I'm looking forward to, is this town over here of Coburn, because it's just really difficult in its placing, though I do need to go ahead and work on a few other things. As you can see, we've got a lot of resources moving around here, which we need to go ahead and deal with. On top of that, there is some more expansion I'd like to go ahead and do as well, and I've brought in quite a few more mods from suggestions over the last few episodes. Mainly actually trams, oddly, but I have brought one or two other things in, which we'll go ahead and play with around. I want to go ahead and very much start to, I guess, have every town linked up as well, and we're still quite a bit away from that, so I do want to work towards that, but I mean, that's a very, very long-term goal, as we do know. Though the thing is, if I don't connect up some towns, then I'm going to focus too much on other towns, and towns are just going to be, even parts of the map are just going to be so out of proportion, it's not going to be good. And then finally, the other thing I need to say is that I need people's suggestions in the comments below for what you want to see on this map, because shortly, in the next week, I'm going to be mass recording all the way to episode 40 as I prepare to go to America. I need to prepare 20 episodes for when I'm away. So I will not be able to integrate feedback for a ridiculously long time, which means I need your suggestions. So anything you want in this series, tell me now, please do. If you're watching this in the past, then it's kind of irrelevant, but if you want me any trains, any planes, any buses, anything like that, let me know, because I will not be able to integrate the feedback after a certain date. Right, okay, so let's jump out of Hampstead. I mean, Hampstead is busy actually, but I mean, I felt we've focused so much on this that we're going to leave it for the time being. Hampstead Spalding is the ridiculously busy routes. What a surprise that is. Anyway, I want to go ahead and sort out all this, whatever's going on over here. We've got a lot of goods to move around, and that all starts at one end, which is here, because this is the final destination for pretty much everything. So what we're looking at here is the coal supply is fine, but obviously the iron is outstripping the coal. They need more iron to be stripped, or just transported, it looks like actually. So let's go ahead and start off by checking that out. So let's go ahead and very quickly look up for iron. Yeah, I've only got one train on here right now, which is not ideal at all. So we can go ahead and put 2 or maybe 3 even onto this route for the time being. My guess is we're lacking on the iron side of things, because I believe on the coal route, which serves this steel mill here, we have about 3 or 4 different coal chains. Whereas it looks like right now we only have the one iron train, which is problematic. It doesn't actually tell you what you're really short on, but we can actually go ahead and have a look here. To our right we can see lots of coal, and then on our left not a lot of iron at all. So we can definitely go ahead and increase the output quite easily into the 800s, 900s, maybe even closer to 1000 if we add this extra train on, which I think is required ASAP. I think we'll just do the one train for now, though something to note, I realise I've got so many interfaces open here. Let's zoom in. So this is the train that's in right now, but it is easily could do with an extra few carriages. That's got 16, so this new one will have maybe 18 on it. Maybe even more actually, can probably get 19. We'll try 20, to be fair, we might as well. What length are you? You should be 320, which you are, which is good. So that means it makes buying other trains easier. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this underway. So it looks like we have the class 47 at the front of the locomotive, which will go, or as the locomotive should I say. So let's go ahead and put that on there. And then I believe with regards to wagons, we only can really use one kind, which is these guys here. I think we'll maybe make these wagons blue instead, and these carry coal and iron. So let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we've gone for that 20 there, and that's going to go into the G Hampstead Iron. Now I am I mean, the whole line's doubled up, I believe, which is good, so that makes things easier. I'm a little bit unsure about how this is going to go, because I'm looking at the gradient. I'm worried just because we've got one locomotive and we're pulling 20 cars, that's what's the tractive effort going to be, because it obviously is going to take a long time to speed up and slow down. Though in saying that, if we've got 2 tracks, that probably doesn't matter too much, to be honest, but the amount of coal here is ridiculous. 600, as we can see, is a bit of a joke. Gonna go ahead and speed this up a bit so this train can pull into the station. I want to see if it definitely fits into the station. That's quite important to note. And then from there, I think we'll be able to leave this and just come back to it at the end of the episode or so. Then I want to go ahead and upgrade some other stuff. So does this fit? It does fit perfectly. So 20 is the perfect number there, all in all. And that'll help take away, yeah, 260. That's perfect. That's a really good amount. So, I mean, it's only made a tiny dent into what is stored here, but going forward it will make a large difference. So moving down the tracks, and we arrive here at the Hampstead West, which is essentially the Hampstead wood plant. The problem isn't actually here. I'm supplying wood to the sawmill over here, but from 2 different locations. I'm supplying it from over at Hampstead West, but also by truck from over here, and these trucks run rapid, I'll tell you that, they really do. This place is producing 512 raw timber, and then over here we're producing a lot as well. It's probably actually down, if anything, just because of the fact it's high limit. It's obviously triggered that 800 production. But the bottleneck right now is here at what is a mess, that's for sure. We need to extend this as well, because we ended the last episode by going ahead and getting ready to do that, which is fine. How many trains have we actually got on here? Let me look. So the G-Hetton planks, vehicles, we've got 3 vehicles on here already. And somehow we're still not meeting that demand, which is crazy. We can add a 4th and that's fine, not a problem, but there's just so many. That's the thing, I mean, can we make these trains any longer? Because if we can, trust me, I will. Because we really are just, we're still not even shipping enough woods, that's the problem. In general here we're doing really well actually. No, I can't even make them any longer, like that is the perfect length, or the optimal length, I should say. So I mean, you're coming up, you're doing not too bad, you're going up the hill so slow, but it means I probably can actually get a 4th train on here, which is good. But for that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to need to make some major changes to this junction here. So we'll go ahead and put the game on pause, and then what we'll do is we'll start to strip out these bits here. Now, I've been guilty of this before, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4 platforms in here. I'm just going to go ahead and prepare for the future, because I remember when I built this station originally, I was saying, okay, 1 platform will be enough, and it turns out it wasn't enough, which isn't good. Now, from that, I think we are also going to, I mean, we want to bring in goods here eventually anyway, which is fine. But then I might not just bring goods, I want to bring goods in from our tools and machine factory here, essentially on the return leg, which is going to make that track even more busy. But the thing is that I probably will end up bringing in some goods from other places as well. Food, for example, maybe, that's something which I've not really considered. There's a lot of goods which I've not even connected up to yet, which we're going to need to do as time goes on. So let's upgrade this to 4 platforms, which as we can see is going to cause quite a mighty problem, because you're going to have to really curve out there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the controversial thing, and I'm going to delete this station actually. It needs to go back a bit. It just needs to go back a bit, it's sticking out. So I'm going to lose all that wood progress, which yes, I know it does suck. However, it just has to happen, and let's go in here and get another one of these stations. So 4 platforms, high-speed tracks, because there actually isn't some through trains here, but there could be in the future. And then let's go ahead and rotate this right round, baby, right round. Zoom out a little bit. I mean, this is going to snap onto anything it can, which it is. So I want to build that there realistically. However, I'm going to need to now move this out the way, which is unfortunate, but hey ho, these things have to happen. You have to often go ahead and get rid of some good to build some good and progress forwards. So with that change now, we can go ahead and add in the country road into there, and then the country road into there. So that's that now sorted, and with 4 platforms, which is good. 2 of the new ones being on the inside, so we'll sort that out as time goes on. With regards to the tracks I just deleted, essentially I can actually keep them, which is good. So they will just run along here. This train station is not going to expand anymore, or you just can't. I just couldn't do this again. So let's have you run to there, and then let's go ahead and run you along there. And amazingly, we don't have any problems with the roads, which is surprising. So kind of odd about that. Anyway, let's run that back into there, which is good. With regards to signalling now, we need to go ahead and sort this out, because this is going to be some issue. Just put a few signals in along here for the time being. So that should sort that out pretty much. Now, with regards to the annex itself, how are we going to resolve this? Because the terminals, you guys, are obviously in the wrong terminals now. So we want the... So we want the Hampsteads, or the Hessen planks for that matter, to be in platform 3. And then we want you to be in platform 4, the Hampstead Wood. So that resolves all my issues. But do I actually want them there? That's the thing. I can easily have them here. Though what I think I'm going to do is, I think, problem is you're in the station right now. I need to get you out the station because I want to switch you to platform 1 and 2. I think that'll be the best. So we'll have basically the planks train on lines 1 or 2, and then opposite that we'll have to have... They'll share the same tracks, but they're gonna have to have separate platforms and separate routes. The machinery and tools train, because it's gonna need to be a separate train and separate route, just because the back of the trains, these are wagons which carry planks, but I'm gonna need like box cars to carry the machinery and tools going forward, unfortunately. So we'll let this speed up just this little bit, and we'll go ahead and wait for all of this to clear out. That train's got nothing to pick up. This place is actually probably going to crash quite drastically, but that's not a bad thing necessarily, because there was too much wood anyway. So let's wait for you to clear out, and there we go. That is perfect. So now this allows me to go ahead and make the changes I want to make. So we can go ahead and start to cut all this back here, get rid of that wee side bit there, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to have this... Maybe actually go back a bit more, to be honest, like so. So that'll probably be, or hopefully will be, the optimal length. And then what we'll do is we'll just do a snake into there. So, I mean, 91, not bad, but we're coming into station approach anyway. So I think we can justify that loss of speed. And then what we're going to have here is a crossover, realistically. Now, how good are crossovers that going in? Not the best at all. And yeah, too much slope. See, that's always the bloody problem. Though that works. Build it. Just build it before I lose it. Which is fine. So that now means that if we go ahead and add in some signals, we'll just put 2 signals on approach here. The problem is that this track, or section of track that goes down to the Hessen goods plant, which supplies us with tools and machinery, is going to be extremely busy. Gonna need a signal there. And then maybe actually a signal, if we turn this around, we need a signal there, yes, and there, yes, because we might have to wait for a different train to cross over here, and I believe that should be fine, which is perfect. So what is the problem? G-Head and planks, yeah, you just need to be assigned a new platform in here, so you can be assigned platform 1, you can take platform 1. Actually, tell you what, we'll give you platform 2, which is fine. So that's that route resolved. So then that allows for me to build a return train, which we'll go ahead and do right now. Okay, so not too bad a start. Some terraforming stuff can be sorted out there. One thing I want to deal with is this tram very quickly. This is TR Coburn. So we're going to go for some... Let's first of all actually go to this tram. We can get rid of this warning. So TR Coburn, is Coburn one of my oldest tram systems? Arguably it probably actually is, which is quite crazy. Let me go ahead and jump in to our line manager here. Let's find the TR Coburn. We better remove this iron search or things aren't going to quite work. Is this Coburn? Oh, this is Coburn. Right, okay, yeah, haha. This is the time we need to sort out, and it's an absolute nightmare, trust me. For the time being though, what I am going to do is actually leave the trams, because we're going to come back to here in about 5 minutes, because that is the mess we need to sort out, which I've created. Right, okay, so 2 train upgrades we need to do now. We need to add in another train which ships more of this good stuff. So if we look at this route here, G, Hampstead, and then vehicles. So we've got 2 vehicles, which is surprising. Though no, this isn't the route that I'm looking for. G, Hampstead Wood is the route I'm looking for, so let's go vehicles. Yeah, so there's only 1, which is unfortunate. Where is your terminus? Or where is your start point, for that matter? Doesn't look like we have one, or if we had one, we probably... It could be down... here. I had no idea. Oh no, it's in here. There it is. Okay, perfect. Right, so we just want to go ahead and buy another one of those trains. Pretty much identical. So again, the class 47, and then we're going to go for wagons, freight, and then it is these long snake cars. It looks like we have 16 of these on the go here, so let's go ahead and allow for that. That's this train coming back, so it's 208 I need, which is perfect. Put you onto the G Hampstead Wood, so that should now take some effect, which is exciting. Hopefully that'll make a difference. It's nice to see. It looks like we're already making a lot more steel. The production has drastically increased since we put on that new iron train coming along from just over by Chorley there. Okay, so a good start to the episode, quite happy with it. The next thing I want to do is get another train from here, though do we have any platforms? How's this only a 3 platform? We're going to upgrade you to a 4 platform and work something out anyway. I mean, this junction's a mess. I really badly need to sort it out, but I have a good idea how we can improve this if we are adding a 4th platform. First of all, we can fit in a 4th platform, which is good. So what is the actual problem here with this crossover? If we look at the trains, we can see this grey line. This grey line is the line which deals with the transportation of planks, so there isn't any planks right now, because I think production is literally sort of crashed up the top there, though that's fine. And then this brown route here, this brown route carries the steel up from the steel mill, I believe. I'm right in saying that's a coal. They share tracks, it's quite complicated. But what I want to do instead is actually bring this brown route into new platform 4. That's realistically what I want to do and make things that bit easier. So we'll go ahead and allow for that. We'll go ahead and do a junction like so, which is fine. And we're really going to need to pause this game actually, which we can do now, because you're the wood train. Right, so we have a wee bit of free cover here actually. So let's go ahead and first of all delete this junction here. We're going to keep this track here. I want to get rid of this, but can I get rid of this bit? I'm unsure if I can or not. What I need to do is let that train go into the station. Come on, come on. And like that. Right, so that'll do. So we can get rid of that bit there. This is going to be a mess right now, but it will do for the time being. So what we want is this track here is a siding, and this siding would be perfect. So what you're going to do is you're going to run along till about here, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to jump into here very, very nicely, and you guys are going to merge together into the new platform 4. So we will be able to make this change straight away, quite fortunately. So if we pull this up here, this is going to go into platform 4 now, the G Hetton steel train, which, so you can see what I've done. Literally just made a nice easy access back onto the line, and then we've got a siding here for a train if it needs to wait, and it doesn't block the coal train for coming into the station. Right, that's marvellous, that is absolutely marvellous. So this means now we just need to sort out a signal, and I believe we just need to put a signal in that direction there. With regards to this, we might actually need a signal here just because of a coal train's going past. We also might need a signal there, to be fair. But that means we can probably delete some of the older signals now too, which is good. Remove that one. And then this whole section here we're just going to go ahead and redo, because it's now all going to be changing. So this means now the 2 or 3 lines to the right are going to be totally segregated from the lines to the left, as is platform 2 and platform number 4. Right, are you guys, we have to remove that crossover unfortunately, which I'm not the biggest fan of doing, but hey ho. So you're going to go into there like that, and then you're going to go into there like that, voila. So now what we need to do is we need to have another crossover, which let's see how this one goes. Hopefully as successful as the last, though I can guarantee you it's not. I'm not at all sure. I think I should be connecting to this node here, but it's, yeah, this is problematic already, unfortunately. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this crossover back. Let's do something like that, and let's do something... Come on. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. No, this really isn't going to work, is it? It's a problem. Right, why don't we do from left to right first? That might be worth it. If anyone's got any tips on how to build good crossovers, then please let me know down in the comment section below. I'm not at all sure if I'm actually doing something wrong, or if we're on a hill. I mean, we're quite probably on a hill, to be honest here. Yeah, but it's not that big a gradient at all, I would say. Let me go ahead and draw from there. Nah, you really aren't going to allow for this, are you? Oh well, right, great. Okay, so that means then we're just going to do another one like that there. So that allows for that, so you can now see the route of the... this is the plank train, sorry, on this grey colour. So that now allows us to go ahead and build a new route, which I'm quite excited for. Which is going to go from here. It's definitely not going to be grey though, and it's going to come into here. And we're going to change you to a bright yellow so we can distinguish you nice and easily. So you're going to be G, and you're going to be Hampstead, and then you're going to be goods, because you're going to be the first train bringing stuff or goods into Hampstead. And this is where we actually finally start our industry in with the town of Hampstead. Surprisingly, we've not got to this stage yet. I'm not at all sure why. Just based on the town's capacity and, well, its capacities for all of the shopping and jobs, and then also its population. It's quite crazy. But it is time, and we did set up the infrastructure at the end of the last episode as well, with 2 truck areas, which is good. So with that said, we can actually go ahead and start to allow for that. So let's go ahead, and you can happily be disgusting grey colour. So you're actually going to be a truck route, which we've not built a truck goods route in a while. I'll tell you that. We've not actually focused on road vehicles in a while, unless you classify trams as road vehicles. You probably would actually. We've not done any trucks or buses is what I'm trying to say in a long time. Anyways, this will be the G Hampstead goods. I mean, it doesn't really need to be anything. It can just be the G Hampstead 1, I believe. Does that work? G Hampstead, we'll call you Tools. Okay, that's a good naming principle to go with. So, G Hampstead Tools 1. And then, of course, because we're going to have a second, because we have a second depot. Oh, no. Want to make that a separate route, though. So let's go ahead and make a new route. You can be a disgusting yellow. It's not too bad a yellow, to be fair. Quite a mustardy yellow. You'll jump into here, and you're going to be called the G Hampstead Tools with an S and then 2, which is fine. So that means now we should have these 2 routes in there, which is fine. Though for some reason the wood is in the middle of them. Because I spelt Hampstead wrong here. The P goes before the S, which is fine, so that updates in there together. So out here, do we have a road depot? We must have a road depot somewhere in here. Trams and trams. Where is the truck or bus depot? There used to be a bus depot in here, because this place used to have a lot of bus routes. Though chances are I might have deleted it actually. Yeah, I must have done, which is unfortunate. We can quite easily have the truck depot out here though, because this is a very nice place to go for. So let's go for road depot. Build you in there like that, and let's go ahead and buy some road vehicles. So what I'm going to go for, I'm going to go for something big, to be honest. Probably some of these DHL bad boys. I mean, it's the best. These are the best boxcar sort of trucks anyway. And you guys are going to be machinery and tools, so I'm going to have automatic assignments. I'm going to go for... Ooh. See, these look nice. They're like metal containers on the back of trucks. Or I could go for lorries. We're going to go for probably lorries with actual proper boxcars, and the justification for that is because when it's going to be transferred on the train, it wouldn't be in a container. Or we could make it into a container, because we've not actually built that train yet, have we? No, I believe we haven't, which is exciting. So the G Hampstead goods, it's ready to go, but I've not actually got a train for it yet. And I've just deleted the locomotive shed for this track, which is fine. But let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if we can actually get... This could be really, really pretty. Not that that's probably the main reason I go ahead and am building this at all. We need buses, or trains, sorry, a train shed is what we need. A locomotive engine shed. Build you like that. Right, okay, so... Can we possibly get wagons which look like crates? Cargo crates for that matter. Filter by freight. Very close, very, very close. They're not going to be yellow, but yeah, we can with these Great Northern A boxcars. I mean, it's not really quite the same thing, but they are big, bulky boxcars. So you know what? We're going to allow for it. Or should I? I'll make that decision in a second. With regards to locomotive, I need something with quite a bit of traction because this is some hill. What has a good tractive effort? So you have a not bad, the class 47 to 45k. The class 37 has basically the same. What about the class 103? You've got a very good tractive effort and you're electrical, and I don't think we've used you this series. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this on the class 103, and then we're going to go for, let's go for yellow boxcars actually. I would like them to be yellow. With regards to the size, we can fit, I believe, 20 of these on, so we'll go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Massive train, and we can get you on the go now. So out you go. I don't know how this train's going to look, but we'll come back to that when we start rerunning the simulation. With regards to trucks, what are we going to go for? I think we're actually just going to go for these big bad boys. I think it's for the best because it would be just a bit of a mismatch if I actually went for cargo containers instead of these boxcars. So let's go ahead and start off with 1, 2, 3, 4 on each route. The train isn't going to call in very often at all, so we might as well go ahead and just start off with a low amount of trucks. The reason for that is because the time the train will take, it's going to take a long time to go back and forth. And on top of that as well, you also have to consider that it's going to be bringing in a lot at once, but not consistently. Only once over, so kind of makes sense. Right, let's run this on to ×3 speed, so you're going to slowly be coming out of here. You didn't recolor to yellow, which is greatly disappointing, but it is what it is. So that train's on the move. You should be able to go up the hill at an okay speed, actually. I'm hoping. You're still partially in the engine shed, though. There we go, so you should be able to... It looks like other trains were coming up here about 22, and you're already coming up here about 34. We can see that this section of track, though, is extremely busy. We have a lot of trains travelling on it, and then as it starts to come downhill again, it should pick up quite a bit of speed, probably get up to about 60 realistically. And yeah, as we see, this train's going uphill. This is, I think, a class... I think you're maybe a class 37, yeah you are, so you've just not got that tractive speed, so you are getting up, but this part of the hill isn't as steep. It's crazy the amount of trains going on here, but it is good to see. And then we've got another boxcar train, that takes goods into Hetton, but it doesn't look like it's doing too well. But anyway, we'll let this get on with it. Right, okay, let's zoom out of here. Things are doing much better, which is good. I'm quite happy with everything, so we can leave this part of the map long last. It's only taken us most of the episode because we're about to tackle what is going on here, and arguably what is also going on up here, and what's going on down here, because the fuel stuff, it's not the most efficient and profitable stuff. Not looked at it in a long time, but we've got the G Coburn fuel in the negative. We've got the G Hampstead goods in the negative. Well, that's a new route, so ignore that. The fuel route is barely in the positive. It's very much fluctuating the G Hetton fuel. So you're problematic. So there's a lot of that to sort out, and I just need to sort out this town because this is, ladies and gentlemen, what we left it in. We've got a train station with 2 platforms, which isn't bad, but then we've got a good station in not a good place at all. So we need to go ahead and start off by sorting this out, and that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So what I'm thinking for this is we need to remove one of them. That's quite simple. And what I want to do, or what realistically I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the train station there, move the passenger train, or move the passenger goods station probably over to this bit here. realistically. I think that'd be for the best. As you can see as well, we've got quite a bit of trams going on in town. They need to be sorted out, so we're going to go ahead and get started with all of this. So right now, what routes come into here? G, Coburn, fuel. Okay, that's fine. So we can go ahead and start off by deleting this. What I want to do, just future-proof this station, we're going to go ahead and upgrade you to 4 platforms and hit apply. That just allows me to... you're not quite the best kind of station for this though, are you? Because it's not got a middle platform. I think I actually need to totally replace the station. Though we're not at this stage yet, so that's fine. I'm actually going to re-downgrade you to 2 platforms for the time being then. Just because we've got some errors. So that's these trains have now been cut off. Though no electrical path and no path because you don't have another terminus. So we'll work on that straight away. So for this, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. I remember sorting this junction out here and it was a bit of a mess, and it is because trains cross over each other, and then of course we've got a tunnel underneath which always wants me to snap on, which isn't good. So we'll allow for that, and then if we go ahead and delete this, this is a very sharp bend, so I think we can try and make this a little bit more natural if possible. So let's cut you back there, and then cut you back there. Then let's go for that. I mean, 28 miles per hour is pathetic though, isn't it? Yeah, that's not good at all. We need to cut that back. Let's cut you back as well. Like so. So that gives us a bit more room to play with. And then we can delete you maybe too. We'll temporarily delete this. And I think we're going to redo all this anyway here. So that gives me 43. It's better than what it was anyway. So again, I feel we're sort of in station approach. I mean, not really, but it's going to have to do. It's quite a messy place, this. And then that's the approach into the station and the new platforms there too, once we get to that stage anyway. So that's also had an effect on the tram, which isn't good. Again, as you can see, this is the terrain I'm playing with here. It's just not good at all. So what we're going to do is, I think we are going to have to... Are we going to go back over again, or under, or what? Right, what we need to do is we need to sort out what's going on with this new goods terminal, because we need a new goods terminal. That is something we need. So we'll cut you back to, and we'll try and build a goods terminal up here. So what I'm looking for is trains, we are looking for goods, we are looking for terminals, long platforms, 4 of them will build for the future, and high speed. What I want is I want this to go along the back, probably here. Like in there. Though the train isn't aligning, of course, which is understandable. What I want is I literally just want that in here. I mean, it's going to be high up, and I know that, but it will do the trick. Can that work there? No, right, I really need to go ahead and do some massive terraforming, as you can see, so I'll be back very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so there we have it. This is the new goods station, so it's very much high above the city, but it should do the trick, hopefully, going forwards. This also means here that we can go ahead and I'm going to have to... I actually kind of want to get rid of this tunnel, you know that. I've never been a fan of it in my life, so let's go ahead and do that. The problem is, I mean, this is a messy area here. It's not too bad, actually, at all right now. I'm thinking of my own save, do apologise, but there's also a lot of trucks, a lot of buses that still use this part of the world, so I very much do need to watch out for all of that as well. Let's chase you back into the station for the time being. Though I cannot remove that, that's fine. So what I can hopefully do now is just allow for a nice large bend and a tunnel. Or not even a tunnel, that's perfect. So that goes right round. That is so much better than before. So much better. And that runs into there like that. Alright, okay, mass terraforming needs to be sorted, but that's perfect. That's a really good bend. And it comes into this station here. Then with regards to the final few changes I need to make, they shouldn't be too difficult. So what we need to do is reinstate the tram, which we're going to drastically change anyway, but I need to get it back up and running, if you will. So, no. Downgrade you a little bit, so we can have you, and you can actually fit perfectly in between here, which is good. Now, instead of going in at that bit there, that's not going to happen. We're going to have you probably surface here. which is okay. And then what we'll do is we will allow for this bit here to be upgraded, and then this bit under the bridge to be upgraded, which is fine. And then we can actually get rid of that, which is cool. So that makes things a little bit better. Should that reinstate the tram now? I believe it should. Arguably there's no stops over here, but again, I'm going to readjust all the stops, and I don't think this tram's actually that profitable. No, it's not. So the trams are old. It needs TLC, as you guys have mentioned in the comment section below, and as well just the stopping, and it's just a mess in general. I'd maybe actually like to get a passenger train coming from Hetton over here, though we did discuss this before and I don't think it would actually be worth it. So we will have to see. We'll think about that in the next episode. Final few changes we need to make though are with regards to the roads. So we need a road to go up to there with a no and a no. And then we need a road to come down from here and realistically join there, though there's going to be too much slope, I see, which isn't great. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and have a road. I want a road to come off here. I mean, I don't want to make that junction too busy. That's really what I don't want to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this road which is going to come right up here. This is going to cause for... Thank God this is built the certain way it is. So that's that road there. So, I mean, trucks will come up here. Again, really need to tidy this all up. I'm not actually too bothered by that, to be honest. That doesn't bother me because you do see this realistically at times, cut-ins to the wall. Just everything, you know, push back. So I think that is fine. I really need to do so much terraforming. But the remaining two routes, so the G Coburn fuel needs to be sorted. So you're now going to be going into the, instead of Coburn no longer exists, so we'll go ahead and get rid of you, and your new connection is into here, the Coburn Annex, which is fine. How many trains run on this route? 2, and they're 43 years old. Wow. Okay, I just need to go ahead and signal this up now because there is 2 different trains on here. I realise I'm drastically about to go over time here, so we will cut this short very, very quickly. But that is some signals in place now. Oh, no. Let me have a look here. Oh, oh, you come from further down. That's just a through station there, isn't it? Right, so that's that problem solved. And then finally the trucks. We used to have trucks which used to bounce around here. Have we only got one? We got 2 goods depots here. But do the goods... Oh, no. The construction material doesn't come in from here, so you guys just pass stuff between yous. But this place is redundant now. But I want to keep that route. So keep the G Coburn, because that is the G Coburn, and that's going to get a supply now from up here. Which we need a new truck depot up here. Albeit, it's going to have to be quite a small one. Though I don't think small and this area really goes too well together. Can we allow for something like that? I mean, this is the problem. The terrain's going to be our big enemy here. What I can do is I can delete this road I just put down, and then we can go ahead and stick something right up at the top here like that. So that would actually fit in alongside the train station really nicely. Stick you in there. Now I don't think we're going to get another road back down here, but that should connect into there good. So that means all the goods trucks can come into here. Can we get a road to come down here maybe? Just means that if vehicles are accessing from this side, they can. So that works. Not the most elegant, but I think it is feasible. Realistic as well. So now we need to go ahead and the upper Coburn, which no longer exists, we can remove you and now connect you up to here, which solves that problem. So now fuel will come into the new station, go through the new lorry terminal, come down the hill and back into the central where it supplies the town. Because oddly, for some reason, Coburn already has some goods coming into it, but Hampstead doesn't. I don't know. It just, I mean, I guess this was pre-Bigfoot from, what, pre-episode 12, which was a very, very long time ago. Right, anyway, so we're very quickly just going to go ahead and smooth some of this out. I'm going to have to do a lot of this off camera anyway, because there's so much I need to do on this map. But that already looks much nicer, which is good. Tidy up this bit here too. and then the run in here. So I mean, that's Coburn partially sorted. It was the train station problem I wanted to solve, though there is internal transport which needs to be sorted out here, and maybe the redistribution of goods too. There's quite a few things, and we also need to start tackling up here as well, because this is very, very important. All the stuff is being moved by truck when there's a railway line beside it, and then we're having a lot of fuel issues as well, so I mean, yeah, we need to get some things sorted out anyway. Right, ladies and gentlemen, with that said though, that is us for this episode, so hope you have enjoyed it. Please leave a like, rate and subscribe if you are new around here. Leave a like rating, join the notification squad by hitting that bell. And I just want to go ahead and check and see one final thing is, are we getting goods into Hampstead? No. Huh? Why not? Why are goods not travelling up here? They really should be. Yeah, so there's goods to be scheduled to come into here. So things are starting to make a move. Hampstead Goods has got some 18 metal, or 18 machinery. We're really obviously lacking on steel. I'll need to sort this out in the next episode, but I do think we've made a move in the right direction anyway. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot, and I'm out.